What's going on, Savvy? Hello, Mina, Dragon, Douglas. How's it going, everybody? Hope everyone's been having a good day. What's going on, Panzer? And Mina, like I was telling Nick, because, he was saying that what you guys caught in Amboy, California, as much as I don't want it to be a creepy shadow person hanging around in the dark, I'm going to go with Nick. It was Mothman. It was definitely Mothman. No creepy shadow person hanging around in the dark. All right. Now, before we start, I'm going to say welcome, everybody. I would say I hope everybody's got their snacks ready because this is going to be like a 15-hour live. I'm just kidding. What's going on, Nick? Mr. Gray Day, how are you doing today? So Mina, where are you guys heading to next time? Just so kind of give a heads up here. Thank you for that, Savvy. Thank you. Amen. All right, but anyway, we're going to be discussing the live investigation I did on Halloween. Now, this cemetery, everyone kept reporting that it was super haunted. You'd see shadow figures, have stuff thrown at you. Pretty much the whole like Zach Bagans full of BS type deal. So I show up thinking, okay, we're gonna be doing this. I want to see how haunted this place really is, if it is haunted. Ooh, Island of the Dolls. I would love to go there one day. I would love to go there. But at the cemetery, in reality, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Yeah, I got touched a few times while doing an Estes method. Had a very rude spirit laugh at me in an EVP. Which, okay, in all fairness, if I was a spirit, I would have laughed too, because I did make the comment about my phone was dying, and then all of a sudden the laughter came in through the EVP. I did send it to Nick. I've sent it to Shannon from Exploring with Shannon. I even sent it to Jade. Pretty much all come down to the same conclusion. Yeah, being laughed at. And just for anybody, the video or the audio is on Discord. So if anybody comes in, wants to join Discord, you'll get the audio there. And as soon as I can figure out how to get it to YouTube from my phone, that would be awesome. I'll see if I can put it on YouTube as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Somebody getting all bent out of shape, huh? And I also have to say real quick, Mina, Nick, I had a blast. Your last live. I'm gonna have to call in. We're gonna have to do more stories. That was so awesome. Because like that, I didn't even really scratch the surface of what I've seen in my time, both paranormal and with aliens. So, oh no, Mr. Gray Day, the stream wasn't working for you. That's horrible. So yeah, next time you and Nick go live, I don't care if I'm late to deliver a load someplace. I will jump on there. Just to be able to call in and hang out. So I still have not yet done a review on this cemetery where everyone's been putting down it's so haunted, because I'm pretty sure once I do a review and doing a live stream, that would be awesome too. We'll have to iron out the details on that one between you and Nick here in the near future on that one. But I'm pretty sure once I do a review on this cemetery, I'm going to get a lot of hate, because for the simple fact, that's kind of their deal. This place is so haunted. But in all reality, I'm not going to sit there and say something's haunted just from getting touched a couple of times, getting a rude spirit laughing at me on an EVP. So many things just went through my head there. I mean, come on now. Oh my God, Douglas. So many things just went through my head in a matter of like a millisecond. I'm fighting for my life here. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure though I will get a lot of hate once I do that, but I'm not going to say something's haunted when nothing happened. We literally showed up. I debunked a lot of stuff right from the start when we first got there. It was, okay, rocks aren't being thrown at people unless if there's some kids off in the tree line someplace that's tossing rocks at people's cars. If you look up, you have acorns and everything else falling from trees. So if they're hitting the top of your car, it's going to sound like something's being thrown at your car. So I threw that out immediately. We did a free members only video the day before showing going through the cemetery and showing that there's no place really to hide out there. So kind of threw that out. Now, for the shadows walking around out there, we seen evidence of animals out there in the cemetery. So we always kind of look at, okay, well, if there's animals out there, if it's dark, you don't have a good flashlight, which I don't know why anybody would have a flashlight from like the 1970s or 80s handy. You're not going to see a deer or something walk through. Hello, Helen. But, it was weird, though, being out there, then getting that EVP with nothing happening. Like I said, except for being touched a couple of times. Now, when I was touched, I kind of debunked myself because it's like, okay, I'm sitting there on the ground. Was it a bug that hit me, or was it an actual touch? You know, that's up for debate because it could have been a bug, but not 100% sure. But I'm also at the point where if you get something and you can explain it away, throw the evidence out. You know, you can't just sit there and say, "Oh, it's a demon. It's a demon." Is it though? I mean, it could have been a bug that hit you. I mean, I'm sorry. If there's any actual demons hanging out in a cemetery, then my biggest question would be, what would actually cause that to happen? But again, we didn't see any kind of evidence out there to point to any of that. And you know, Douglas, that it is kind of, you know, for some people that have never experienced that before, being touched for the first time, it kind of freaks them out a lot of times, you know, because they're like, okay, literally, there's nobody around me. I'm getting touched. Why the hell is this happening? And it freaks them out. Me, it's like, I'm sitting there kind of giving the spirits a side eye going, why? Why are you touching me? I mean, what is it about me that wants you to touch me? But I just kind of blow it off now. I mean, I've been touched so many times. I mean, there's been a few times I've been touched and it's like, yeah, okay, cool. And yes, Mina, yes. Demon could be just an angry spirit, an angry soul. Someone that has been trapped here for God knows how long. They just want to move on. Now, do I believe in demons? Yes. I've seen stuff that I can't explain. I've been to places that stuff that's happened I can't explain. It's very rare though. I mean, like 100% totally rare that it's an actual demon. There's cases like the story that backed up the movie The Exorcist, the original story. Was that a demon? Was that something else? Who knows? All we know is that boy went through hell getting an exorcist, getting the exorcism, and then went on to live a very productive life working for NASA. Never a straight answer. That's my thing with NASA. Never a straight answer. They never give you answers. Nice, Douglas. I would love to go to that house. A lot of people say that house is still bears the scars from that exorcism. I would love to go there. I go through St. Louis a lot. I would love to be able to stop in there and do an investigation. I think there's somebody living in that place. So I don't know how it would be just randomly walking up to the door and going, "Hey, can I investigate your house? I know this place from the exorcism." I mean, but actual demons are very rare to come across. Again, unless if your name is Zach Bagans and then everything is a demon. Yes, I bash on Zach Bagans every chance I get because he's a clown. He is a clown. But the way I look at it is, if I can throw evidence out from what is happening, I'm going to. Exactly, Mina. He is a clown. I mean, anybody can stand in front of a camera and act possessed or whatever. I mean, how Discovery is still paying him thousands and thousands of dollars to do this. I mean, I will never understand. But they do. They still pay him thousands of dollars to go stand in front of a camera to act like he's getting possessed. Just about every episode. I think the last time I watched Ghost Adventures was probably, I'd say, 6 years ago. I mean, I quit watching them because, well, I got tired of the BS. It's like, no. I mean, if I die, I'm gonna come back just to haunt his ass, just to like throw havoc in his life. Be like, I guess I'm a demon now, right? I mean, I'm here haunting you. And Mr. Grade, that is true. A lot of people look at it that way. Because if you look at it, if you go back and you actually study and you actually listen to the words that the church say but don't say, they don't come right out and say it. Okay. Satan used to be God's right-hand man until he rebelled and God cast him out of heaven. So Satan was an angel, but technically his name was Lucifer. That's why you have the morning star. Most people call it by its actual name, Lucifer Morningstar. So I mean, and the ones that did leave, okay, if they're actual demons, then it has to make you wonder, but they're not demons, because I mean, when I was younger, I got into it with a nun over, asking questions that, a child probably shouldn't have been asking according to the Catholic Church, but it happened. I mean, it's taken me 40 years to get over what me and the Catholic Church went through, but slowly putting it all behind me. Now, can the fallen angels kind of take us over? Yeah, they can. But, again, true possession is so rare. That is so rare. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I'm someplace and I actually do get possessed by something, I mean, I'm here for it. You know, yes, I am a rebel. Um, well, actually, it's more like the reverse. The nun beat me for asking the question because, you know, I looked straight at the nun and I was like, "So, who was Adam's first wife?" Yeah, that was not a good question to ask. Not to a Catholic nun. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. Um, there is, Mina. There is different types of possessions. I mean, you got the full blown exorcist, you know, spitting up pea soup kind of possessions. Then you got the oppression, which is before you get the full possession. You know, you've got the oppression, which is trying to take you over. There's like two or three different types, but most people, when they hear possession, they're thinking, oh my God, they're thinking the whole, you know, Exorcist pea soup, and wow. Uh, I mean, I would have traded places with you, Douglas. Oh no, Mina, that's horrible. Well, if you drop out, I definitely will catch you guys again if you drop out. Um, I mean, yeah, Douglas, I would have traded places with anybody at that point. I can tell you, man. I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you or if you can remember. Man, them wooden rulers, they really hurt when they hit, and nuns got that crap down. They will smack you with a ruler that will leave a red mark on you for weeks. Um, I think they're taught how to do that, but I mean, but yeah, that cemetery was. It really wasn't haunted. I mean, if anything, I would say animals and stuff falling from trees is what most people are seeing. Beautiful cemetery though. I ain't gonna throw shade on it. It's a beautiful cemetery. Oh hey Mina. You're dedicated, awesome. Awesome. Um but I mean it's a very peaceful cemetery. I will say that. It is a very peaceful place. Um and you know, just so everybody knows, Gary had a wonderful time at the cemetery. Yeah, that was his element, you know. Yes, Mr. Grade A. Yes. Um, you know, another good movie to show the different types of possession is also a movie based on actual events, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Amazing movie. I love that movie. I mean, to know that that girl went through hell and still died, it's heartbreaking, but that movie throws so much out there with documented evidence and everything else. But so yeah, if nobody has seen the movie Exorcism of Emily Rose, I would suggest watching it. Wonderful movie. Most people don't like movies like that because yes, it is kind of slow. Exactly, Mina. Don't touch me. I mean, you know, when I can see where that girl and her dad love scary movies so much because the one thing that most people don't know is that girl's dad is John Carpenter. I mean, come on now. You can't get any better than that. Yes, yes. That movie actually kind of freaked my daughter out watching it. She did not want no part of that movie at all. Uh, Douglas, I can tell you, you won't be disappointed with that movie. It is sad though. It is very sad. I mean, to see what that girl went through, and then if you go back and listen to the actual sounds from the barn, from the exorcism, holy hell! How them priests did not just like GTFO out of that barn and be like, nope, sorry, you're on your way. Yes, her dad is John Carpenter. I mean, the master of the horror films. I mean, come on now. When you look at John Carpenter's list of movies, and the number one movie on his repertoire is The Thing. The Thing scared the hell out of, I think, everybody that watched that movie. First off, yes, yes, Mr. Grade A. What movie was it? I'm thinking it was The Haunting in Connecticut. Was based on true events, although Hollywood kind of fabricated a lot of it, but it was based on true events. Yes, Douglas, badass movie. Although, I'm sorry, between The Thing and all of his Halloween movies, I'm going to have to go with Halloween and then The Thing. Yes, yes. Special effects with John Carpenter is a thing. But I do know when we get to the Garnett house, when we finally set up a date for the Garnett house, yes, Gary is going to come with. I'm not going to leave him in the truck. I'm going to bring Gary. We're going to set Gary up someplace and have fun. Now, if he moves and no one touches him, that might be an issue. Gary Cam, he hold on, let me. He's sitting in the passenger seat right now, chilling. He's chilling right now in the passenger seat. Man, that felt like whatchamacallit, Blair Witch there for a minute, huh? Being moved around like that. You know, I may have to do that. I may have to get him his own GoPro for investigations. Speaking of that, I am actually looking at getting a body cam to wear during investigations, to where it's going to be, if I turn to look at something, if I don't, move the camera or the phone, I've still got a camera pointing at it. So I am thinking about doing that. But I mean, also for the fact of, my safety out here too, it's like, okay, I've been stirring up a bunch of crap. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. But I mean, you know, also for my safety, but also basically, like I said, for investigation wise, because, you know, it's going to have audio, it's going to have video. It's basically the same camera that officers use every day. So it's going to be a good one. No, it's going to be a body camera. Now, I may have it to where it's up here on my shoulder, to where if I turn around, you know, most of the time when I turn around, I usually turn the top part of my body first before I actually move my bottom half. So if it's up on my shoulder area, it's going to catch it. Because I don't know how it would look to have like a body camera like attached to my forehead, you know. That'd be a sight. But you know, I'm looking at doing it that way. That way, there's always going to be more than one camera looking out at something. And I can always take the body camera off and set it up on something to sit and look down. You know. Plus, if I catch somebody at a location that I'm at, I've got it on camera that they're messing around, and I can always give that video to whoever I need to. And yes, sorry, Savvy. Doing an energy drink today. I wanted to sleep in, but you know what? I woke up too damn early this morning. So I doom scrolled on X. Started getting told I was being a bully. Because, you know, there'd be... For some reason, women have this thing about they want to put, you know, scandally dressed pictures of themselves on the internet and say, what would you do? And I started getting called a bully because I answered one with, I'd leave you on the streets where you belong. I mean, yeah, I'm a little bit of a savage on that one. Sorry, I was raised in a different time area. I don't believe in doing crap that you don't, if you don't want the attention or the rude comments, especially from someone like me, just don't do it. So I'm having to take a break from X right now to keep from doom scrolling. But yeah, and Nick, I am still waiting for this like 6-foot owl to come swooping down today. Hopefully don't try to take off with my truck. Because I want to see a 6-foot owl. So I know that picture that was posted with it being lightened up. That was very interesting because in the dark you couldn't see the hands or nothing else. Panzer, I will talk to you later on, buddy. But you couldn't see the hand, you couldn't see the shoulder, you couldn't see nothing else. But when you guys lightened that picture up, that brought a whole new aspect to it. And so yeah, I want to see a 6-foot owl. Sorry, Ruby, I still don't see a 6-foot owl being out there. I mean, and if it is, yeah, these hands are still rated E for everything. We're gonna fight. I may lose, but we're gonna fight. I mean, straight up. It's at 3 o'clock. Yeah, you know, it's crazy today. I've got to get to Louisiana, so I can turn around and head up to Kentucky. That way I can drop another load off and then take off again. Got somewhere I gotta be for the next weekend. Yes, Mr. Gray Day. I miss the days of the 70s and 80s special effects. I really do. I wish people would bring that back, because if you think about it, 70s and 80s special effects was a lot more terrifying than it is now. I mean, I'm just saying. The special effects are good, but back then it was just a lot more terrifying. A lot more was left to the imagination. And yes, Mina, a 6-foot owl. I mean, me personally, I think the biggest owl I've ever seen is like 2.5, 3 feet. And that was a big barn owl. I mean, I know barn owls can get big, but I think that was the biggest one I've ever seen. They could probably get bigger, but again, 6 foot. Yeah, these hands are rated E for everything. We gonna fight. But I mean, I'm not one to say what something is definitively until I'm actually there. But I'm hoping this coming up weekend, unfortunately, I won't be doing an investigation. I want to, but I've been told that nope, you're going to take it easy. Yes, Mina, Terrifier, love it. 80s horror was the best. I mean, if somebody could come out and start making movies today with the same effects from the 70s and 80s, some early 90s, not a whole lot. People my age would definitely be going to see those movies. But if you ever do see a 6-foot owl, I definitely want video or pictures, or it didn't happen. Straight up, pictures or video, or it never happened. But I mean, I'm almost to the point to where if we had movies like we did back in the 80s, 70s, it'd be I'd actually probably go back to the movie theater. I haven't been to the movie theater in I don't know how long. I'm wanting to think it was when 2012 came out. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking when the movie 2012 came out was the last time I'd been to a movie theater. God, now that's got me wondering. Not sure. I'm not even gonna worry about it. But when hopefully I do get to do another investigation before we go to the Garnett house. I'm hoping it's going to be at Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum again. I really don't like doing repeats on a lot of places. But Trans-Allegheny holds a very, very good spot in my heart because that place is amazing. You know, you can never go in there and not catch something. Exactly, Mr. Grade A. The actors actually had to see the effects coming at them. You know, so it made it a whole lot better. They weren't just like being cheesy and, you know, standing in front of a green screen. But no, it's either going to be Trans-Allegheny, or I may have to kind of scoot my butt over to Point Pleasant and disrespect the Mothman just to see what I get. Yeah. I mean, I'm always kind of disrespecting Mothman in Point Pleasant every time I go into Point Pleasant. You know, one of these days I'm going to be crossing that bridge going into Point Pleasant or coming out. That damn thing's going to collapse and Mothman going to be sitting there going, yeah, you had to FA, so I had to show you how to FO. But I do have to do another investigation here soon. Yeah, oh yeah, Mr. Grade A. You definitely need to check out that picture from Nick and Mina. You know what? Since you don't have a IG, what I'll do is I'll get a screenshot of it and I'll post it on a Discord for you to look at. Damn thing is insane. I'll also drop a link for that video into Discord so you can watch it and see everything that transpired up to that point, which I still say, Nick, Mina, that was an amazing investigation. What you guys had to work with at that location. I mean, definitely a one-of-a-kind type of investigation for that location. You know, it's funny because when I go into Point Pleasant, Mina, I don't go into downtown. I just stay just on the outside on the freeway or on the highway part. But even there on the highway part, it is so beautiful there. It really is. And a lot of people, you know, they don't like being there because you get people like me that we go in, we start mocking Mothman, whatever. They hold that very close to their heart. They still look at that collapse of the Silver Bridge, and they still say something spectacular happened with that whole thing. And they take mocking the Mothman very seriously. They really do. If I get the chance to go into the downtown Point Pleasant area, I will definitely get a bunch of pictures and post them on Instagram to let you see what, if we get to go, if we all three of us get to go to Point Pleasant to do an investigation, so you know exactly what you're walking into. Because like I said, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. It's not really big, it's not really big, but it's big enough for what they need. I know, but like I said, this coming up weekend, I was told that no, I'm not allowed to do anything. So you can kind of say I've been grounded for this coming up weekend. That's fine. I need to rest anyway. I work way too much. Uh-oh. Oh no. YouTube hid your comment, Mina, but I can see what it says. And you know what? Putting $1 in the butt crack of the Mothman statue, classic. That would be classic. I mean, hey, the Mothman's working for dollars too. You know, he's out there. He needs to make money as well. I know. I need to go around town. Do like get photos and everything. I mean, that place has so much history. It really does. But it's also going to depend on where I'm at next weekend, on what town I can go through to get pictures of. Because I honestly don't know if I'm actually going to be where I need to be or not. So, Mr. Gray Day, I'm kind of like the Waylon Jennings song. I've always been crazy. I don't know how to be nice doing some investigations. Others, yes. I mean, like, look at the Sally House investigation. I went on a tirade down in the dining room, but I had the light bar get yanked off the staircase because I was agitating what was there. Because, you know, I'd been there before and I knew how to get its attention and get it to react. So, pretty much everywhere in Austin is a spooky place, Douglas. Because, well, you got people from California moving to Austin, and they're just tearing it up. Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few places in Austin, Mina, that are actually legit haunted. But if you go down further south from Austin down into San Antonio, there's even more places in San Antonio that are haunted. I mean, we got, of course, one of the biggest attractions in San Antonio that's haunted. You're not allowed to do an investigation in there, and that would be the Alamo. I would love to do a investigation at the Texas State Capitol, though, down there in Austin. Just because that place has so much history. I know one of these days before I die, I will walk into the Alamo, have my phone at the ready, and literally just walk through and try to get an EVP in there. Be like one of the last people in there, so there's not a whole lot of people, and just try to get an EVP in there. That would be awesome. That is true, because you know the wall that surrounds the Alamo, it's a rock wall. It actually has bones from the people that defended the Alamo inside the rock wall. So you never know what you're gonna get. You know, it still has the original doors from the 1800s out inside the building. They took the original doors off the building and put them inside. So there is that. But unfortunately, if you get caught doing something like that, you know, with doing like EVPs or something like that, they will ask you to leave. But just getting pictures, no, you can do pictures, but you can't do pictures inside the building. They find that disrespectful. So definitely get pictures outside. But one day before I die, I will do that. Because I mean, at that point, it's gonna be like, what do I got to lose, right? I mean, honestly. Now, I'm trying to think. There's a few hotels in the San Antonio area, but of course, you know, depending on where you're gonna stay at, if you're gonna be in Austin or San Antonio, I do believe in Austin though, the old Austin City Limits building, where they hold the concerts and stuff like that, I do believe that place is haunted. So there is that. Ooh, creature stories. I think the only creature that we have in Texas is the chupacabra. Not sure. There could be more. Could be more. But I think the chupacabra is the only one in Texas that I know of. I'll punt that little bastard across the field if it comes at me. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to get eaten by some crazy dog, so you know, I'll use it as a football. Make it look like it's a little chihuahua. Arr, 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 arr. Sorry, you got too close. One place I would love to go though, and I don't want to go near the place to investigate. No, I actually want to get on the property to investigate. I know it's a no-go unless somebody else buys it and opens it up for everyone to come out there to look, to see what's going on. Skinwalker Ranch. Skinwalker Ranch. I would love to go there. I would love to go there to investigate, just to find out what is really going on, because I mean, you know something's going on when you got a rocket scientist out there for NASA and he can't even explain it. Button cam, huh? But I mean, you know, I would love to go to Skinwalker Ranch. I would love to go to Jonestown, but not play the sounds of the poor innocent victims that died in Jonestown. I would not do that. That to me would be so disrespectful to play the actual sounds of when everyone was dying. I couldn't do that. You know that's a good idea, Mr. Gray Day. Button camera for inside the Alamo. Now, Douglas, you ask why would anyone do that? Did you watch Jade and Mandy's last video that they did at the Jim Jones Church there in California? I couldn't get behind what they did. I really couldn't. I could not get behind what Jade had done. I actually had to turn it off. I was like, no, I've done stuff to use as trigger objects, you know, before, during an investigation. I respect Jade and Mandy for doing what they do. There's not a whole lot of female investigators out there. I respect them for that. Yes, Douglas, they did. She actually played the death tapes while inside the church there in California. I could not get behind that. I mean, like I said, I respect Jade. I've watched Jade for, you know, ever since she started GCP, and I had to turn that episode off. And so, to me, I found that disrespectful, because, you know, inside on those death tapes are actually also kids dying for what their parents believed in and what this lunatic believed in. And I just can't do it. I could not do that. So, you know, but I would love to go to Jonestown to investigate it, but, you know, do it respectfully. I mean, I still consider Jade and Mandy good people, just bad choice at that point in time. Yeah, no, Douglas, it was not the best form right there. In fact, I've heard from a few people that have been watching GCP for a long time. When they did that episode and she started playing those tapes, they were done. They were like, nope, can't do this. I mean, there's a point of going too far. Yes, Mr. Gray Day. I've heard that after she did that, the whole like tempo of the video just kind of went down, and it's like, look, again, I'm here to respect them. I respect their choices. As a female investigator, I know that can't be an easy task, but I just couldn't do it. I had to walk away at that point. You know, I'll still respect them. I'll still push their videos out and everything, but I just won't push that one out. That one, I mean, I'll look at it this way. That particular video, my opinion, would be good being taken if Jade took it off YouTube and like don't delete it, but just shelve it. Be like, yeah, no, it'll never see the light of day ever again. Yeah, Mandy did. From what I heard, Mandy did feel the negative shift, and that brings me to my whole thing that I've always said. If you're gonna disrespect the spirits in any form, they're gonna lash out. They're gonna show you what's really up, who's really in charge. You're not in charge of the investigation because you've went into their house of worship. You've got to be respectful. Respect the dead. Even if you're investigating somebody that was a horrible serial killer, respect the victims that he has. And even though you don't really want to respect him for what he did, still respect him as a person. Yeah, he might be the world's biggest POS for what he did, but he's still a person. You gotta look at it that way. But of course, if you don't want to be put in that position, don't investigate those specific areas. Douglas, that is a very good point. But a lot of places, they don't really advertise. So a lot of investigators, they don't know how to go out and find new locations to investigate. That's why you always see all these people repeating investigations, going to the same place. But to be honest, there's a few places I can come up with that I've only seen these places investigated 1 or 2 times. And then, if people go there to investigate, they don't film it, nothing else, and you never see what happens. But Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, I've only seen ghost hunters go there and investigate. Then you got the Missouri State Penitentiary. Missouri State Penitentiary, I would love to get in there. I may have to make a trip to Missouri just so Douglas and myself can go to Missouri State Penitentiary, the bloodiest 47 acres. Because I've never been there, I would love to go there. There's a prison in Tennessee I would love to go to. And I've seen it done a few times. And each time is just amazing. I want to go there. I want to check it out myself. The only problem is with that place, you're not allowed to go by yourself. You have to have somebody with you at all times because the place is so dangerous. So yeah. Oh yeah, Douglas. The moment I get a free time and I can definitely set it up, we'll definitely see about going to the Missouri State Penitentiary. Most definitely. I would love to walk through that place from top to bottom, filming every bit of it, just to see what I get. But I mean, so yeah, a lot of places don't really advertise that it's haunted or they're having a haunting going on there. So a lot of people don't know about it. So you get these people that go to these same places over and over, and that's why I've always said I really don't like doing repeats on investigations. Yeah, I've been to the Sally House more than once. Had to go back this last time because, well, Shannon had never been. I needed answers from what we had gotten. I had gotten the first time I was there. Still left with more questions than answers, but Trans Allegheny, yes, I keep going back there because it is such an amazing building, and you always come up with something different every time you go. Which that is another one, Mina. If you and Nick ever get a chance, Weston, West Virginia, Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. If you ever get the chance, you should definitely hit that place, along with Eastern State Penitentiary up in Philadelphia. Ooh, Mr. Grayday, you know that's a good suggestion right there. That is a very good suggestion right there. The mines of Tombstone, Arizona. Because you know there was murders not just in town. I mean, a lot of it happened outside of town. So, you know, you got to realize that place is haunted from top to bottom, left to right, east to west, north to south. There probably ain't the spot in that whole vicinity that's not haunted. Then you got Fort Sumter, New Mexico. Fort Sumter, New Mexico. I would love to go sit at the grave of Billy the Kid, put a spirit box down there, and just sit there and ask questions. I would love to do that. But it's so hard to get to his grave now because they got it like enclosed. Well, last time I heard, they had it enclosed, so you actually cannot get actually to the grave itself. Because what was it? Long time ago, they actually had somebody steal the original headstone that was out there for Billy the Kid's grave. I get it. I get it. I really do. But maybe Jason Hawes will win the Conjuring House, open it up to the public for a cheaper price than whoever it was that bought the Warrens' house. They have it priced. It's so ridiculous to go to the Warrens. Oh yes, Mina, doing an asylum, it's intense, especially if you've never done one before. It is intense because you start getting all sorts of, you know, what is happening type moments. But it's good. All right, Douglas, you have a great day, sir. I hope you have a great day yourself. Don't try to run over anybody. Um, you know, Edgar Allan Poe, I would love to go see his grave. There's a lot of graves I'd love to go see. Then you got pretty much all of Gettysburg. I do not have a passport. I need to get it. I need to get a passport. Now that the government's reopened back up, I need to get a passport. Because I know my company keeps asking me if I go to Canada. Well, I could, but why would I want to? But yes, I definitely need to get a passport. I would love to tag along. Hey, I can fold up real nice and like stuff myself in a suitcase and just like put me in the belly of the plane. They'll never know. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't. I mean, that probably would not be the best decision ever. But I do need to get one though, because one of my dream investigations that I want to do, and I plan on doing it before I die. It will be my last investigation ever to be done. And that would be going to Romania to the Hoia Baciu Forest. Oh, yeah. I mean, Gary could probably go. I mean, he'd have no problem getting into a bag. But yeah, Hoia Baciu Forest in Romania, I would love to do that. You know, because there's one whole section of the forest where no trees grow. One big old huge circle, no trees. But I want that to be my very last investigation I ever do. Just so I can say I did it. There is haunted places in Canada. I mean, I've had people ask me go up there, you know, and do investigations at certain places, and it's like I would love to, but no passport. You know, gotta have a passport to go and into Canada to do investigations up there. But I've heard that some of the locations up there are really, really haunted. So I look at it as I need to get up there at some point. Nick gonna be lifting and pulling that suitcase, huh? That's fair. Hey, I don't weigh that much though. I mean, I only weigh what was it, 195. So I don't weigh that much. That's 195 of dead weight being pulled through into an airport to be thrown into the belly of the plane. Oh, let's see, Mina. There's Gary. There's Gary right there. He's looking out the window. Yeah, he's. Named after Dracula. Well, I'm named after the priest in the movie The Exorcist, I mean, oh, Mina, I tell you what, Amy's crib, okay, her and Jared, they go all over the world to do investigations. They've been over here, they've been in Australia, Great Britain. I mean, they're not shy about traveling. How am I with flying now? If you get me drunk, I'll fly. But other than that, I wasn't born with wings on me, so God said I wasn't supposed to be flying. But yeah, you get me drunk, I'll definitely fly. Or give me sleeping pills after I get on the plane. Maybe sleeping pills would probably be the best. I mean, if you think about it, I'm like Mr. T from the A-Team when it comes to flying. Better knock me out because, everyone keeps saying, "Oh, flying's the safest way to travel." You want to tell that to the people that have died in plane crashes? I mean, yes, that's Gary. He had a blast at the cemetery on Halloween. That's for damn sure. But yeah, I'm like Mr. T from the A-Team when it comes to flying. You better give me something to knock me out. I mean, or give me something to drink. Give me something to drink, I'll be good. I mean, one of the things that gets me is this one person is saying, "Oh, flying is a safe way to travel," and like 3 days later, it was like, I think it was an Air Alaska flight. The freaking door fell off in mid-flight. I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not a plane engineer, nothing like that. But I'm pretty sure the door of an aircraft is not supposed to fall off while you're in the air. I mean, I'm just sitting here saying that ain't supposed to happen. And then again, the air marshal might have to hog tie me up in the back of the plane. Because if I get on a plane, if I got like a window seat right there by the wing, I'm gonna go all Twilight Zone on that plane. I'm just gonna randomly pop off. There's something on the wing of this plane. I mean, that's. I'm like that one friend that everyone has, that when everybody is sitting there trying to be serious, I'm the one sitting there making faces and trying to get people to laugh. No, see, the trauma from Final Destination, that's real. That's real for my generation. That's a real thing right there. I mean, that out of all the things that came out, when the first Final Destination came out, especially with the log, with the whole log truck, why? I still joke about that too. I'll be going someplace and I'll take a picture of a log with me being behind a logging truck, going, yeah, the trauma is real. Yes, Mr. Great A. The air gremlins. I mean, The only thing I can explain as how a door fell off of a plane in mid-flight. I mean, I guess maybe if I had enough drink and had my Spotify playlist playing, I'd probably be good. I mean, but and that's strange because when I was a kid, I flew more than once. Hello, Jessica. Sorry, Jessica. I am thankful for that, but just so you know, I am taken. Yeah. Thank you, Savvy. That was quick response. Love my moderators. Yes, Mina. I am the one person when everyone's trying to be serious. I'm sitting there trying to crack jokes. It's like, look, life is already too serious. Why are we trying to be serious about what we're doing? Let's be unserious and actually do have fun. Yes, Mina. Final Destination, it got a lot of Gen X and millennials. I mean, I am a Gen X. And I tell you, okay, I used to ride roller coasters all the time growing up. I'd go to Six Flags over Texas, ride roller coasters all the time growing up. Final Destination comes out. They come out with one with a roller coaster flying off the track. Guess who has not been on a roller coaster since? This person. I've not been on a roller coaster since. And everyone's saying, "Oh no, your claims are unfounded. That would never happen. Never happen." What was it? A few years after that one came out with the roller coaster, there was a roller coaster at Six Flags over Texas. Name of the ride was Texas Giant. What happens? Somebody fell out of the car on the ride while it was going. Obviously killed them. Horrible tragedy. But they fell out. I'm sorry. That just solidified I don't need to get on a roller coaster. I don't need to get on a ride that goes to the speed of Mach what the hell to have fun. I could walk out the door and do that. I mean, taking your life in your hands every day, you walk out the door. I mean, I've always got people telling me, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, this will kill you, that will kill you. Yeah, well, you know what? So will getting hit by a bus. That'll kill you as well. You don't see me too worried about it. We've all got to go sometime. Which, that's why I've posted it a few times on Discord channel. The whole one of my favorite quotes is by Jim Morrison. It says, people are more scared of death. Life hurts a lot worse. At the time of your death, the pain from life, which is a true statement. Life hurts a whole lot more than death does. Because at that moment, pain is gone. Hopefully, when it happens, it's quickly. But the pain is gone. And, I've had people ask me, well, aren't you scared to die? Aren't you scared to die? Why would I be scared to die? I mean, we're all gonna end up there eventually. It's how you want to go through it. Oh my God, Mina. Um, I mean, you know, now, granted, if I'd have been any younger when that movie came out, I mean, yeah, my sick, twisted self probably would have went to find a roller coaster to ride on. But at that point in my life, I was like, you know what? Too old, too broken. I don't need to push my luck any more than I already am. You know, hello, Jessica. Oh, and before I go any further, I just want to say I want to give a special shout out to my amazing moderator, Savvy. Does an amazing job here and with Creepy Crawly Co. Her and I are both moderators over on Creepy Crawly Co. But Savvy is an amazing moderator, and I just wanted to give her a special shout out with that one. I mean, yeah, I do tend to push my luck probably a little bit more than what I probably should. One reason why I'm being punished for next weekend, plain and simple. I'm pushing my luck. I need to rest. So, yeah. It's one of those, I need to keep my mouth shut about certain things. Okay. God gave me the right to remain silent. Just, He didn't give me the ability. I am one of these people that if I see something wrong, I speak out about it. And unfortunately, I've been seeing a lot going wrong here lately, so I've been speaking out about it. So I'm being told that this coming up weekend, I'm literally going to be AWOL for an entire weekend. But, you know, it's one of those. I'm hoping the problem gets resolved soon. I don't think it will, though. But either way, I'm actually looking at swapping to another company. I kind of need to before I blow up on some people. I'll just put that way. Before I blow up on some people, which I don't need to do. But I mean, you know, so yeah, God gave me the right to remain silent, just not the ability. I think maybe that's why the spirits like me so much. They know that I'm not gonna remain silent about it. I'll cuss him out. We'll have full blown conversations. It will, Mr. Gray Day. It really will. I mean, that's one reason why I've got to reflect on what I'm doing, what is going on, what direction do I want all this to go into? Because for the simple fact, if it doesn't go in the right direction, everything is gonna come to a complete halt. And I don't want that to happen. I do not want that to happen. I want it to go the other way. I want it to keep going further and further out into the void, into the unknown. I want to reach more people. But you know, like me and Savvy were talking on Discord. We do that quite often. I'm not here for how many subscribers I get. You know, I'm not doing this to get money or anything else. That's why I made the joke when I posted that one video. I said free members only video. I mean, because if I do get up to enough subscribers where I probably could do member only videos, I'm not going to, because so many people with the state of the economy that's in now, they're charging people to become to do members only on their channel to get certain videos. Me personally, I'd rather not have somebody pay to watch my videos. So, oh yes, I'm definitely going to take the time I need, and you know that's why I mentioned it earlier. Savvy and Discord, you, Dragon, Panzer, and Bug will have the entire server for the whole weekend. Hopefully, I don't come back to like smoke and embers. I mean, I don't think I will, but you know, anything is possible. But yeah, I'm not ever gonna do anything where it's gonna be you gotta pay to watch videos or anything else, because I look at it as everybody's doing it, but yet nobody's got the money to spend on watching videos. You know, I mean, there's no reason to charge somebody just to watch a video. Now, granted, could I have gotten away with it for like the Sally House investigation? 8 hours live. Probably. But again, why would I do that? You know, our economy sucks bad enough. There's no reason for it. So, anybody that may watch this later, don't worry. I'm never going to charge people to watch a video. If I make money from anything, it's going to be from the ads. That's it. That is it. Let's see. But anyway, but quick recap, real quick, on the cemetery investigation. Number one, didn't find any evidence pointing to any kind of haunting. Number two, I debunked the whole rocks being thrown at vehicles for the simple fact, you know, there where the parking area is, there's trees over them, over that parking area. There's squirrels and other, you know, rodents out there, birds, drop acorns and everything else on the vehicles. 3, the shadows walking around out there. Found evidence from animals walking around out there, deer, coyotes, stuff like that. So, my opinion, I'm gonna have to say that place is debunked on being haunted. And just because I got a weird EVP from something laughing at me after saying that my phone was dying, rude spirit, that still don't mean it's haunted. Exactly, Mr. Gray Day. Exactly. But I mean, no evidence pointed out that it was actually haunted. I do want, but like I said, whenever I get back to Trans Allegheny, That one will probably be a long live video. Obviously, I have to make sure I got my phone charger, because while I'm there, for as long as I'm there, I would love to be able to stay live. Now, I don't know if they've got it to where the signal is any better in there. They may have, but it used to be you got a real bad signal inside the facility itself. Hopefully they've got it straightened out. But that one I would definitely say would be a long live as well. Because, I mean, why not? Strands Allegheny. It's an awesome facility. Oh no! Welcome back, Mina. No, I was just recapping the stuff about the cemetery from Halloween. Talking about, my own personal opinion. I would say 100% not haunted, in my own personal opinion, because I didn't see anything there that pointed to an actual haunting. Nobody levitated. Some spooky shadow person didn't come up and, was like, hey, anybody want to puff pass? None of that happened. So I'm gonna have to call BS on that cemetery. And I've said it before, yeah, I do like cemeteries. I like going through there. I'll investigate them. But me personally, I don't think a lot of the people stay in the cemetery once they're buried. I mean, why would they want to stay next to somebody that they don't know and just hang out? No, they're gonna like GTFO. They're gonna go back to where they were the happiest the most. So that's basically all you missed, Mina. Me just recapping the whole cemetery thing. But yeah, it is nuts that they put this place out there to be haunted, knowing people are going to show up, when in reality it's not. And to me, that's deceptive. Don't be disrespectful to the spirits there. There we go. I was wondering what was going on. That was up too high. But yeah, don't be disrespectful to the spirits. Don't put it out there that it's going to be haunted when it's not. Now all you're doing is just pissing off the spirits that are there, that just want to be left in peace. I do want to go to the suicide forest in Japan, though. Not to myself, but to investigate. I mean, I would love to go there. But that place might be a little hard for me to do, if I even got out there, because, the whole lore behind the suicide forest, it's a tough subject. But no, what time is it? It is 4:05. Woohoo! But with that, I am going to go ahead and get off here so I can eat some lunch before I drive to Louisiana. and everything, and then be able to pick up and head out tomorrow. So I want to wish everybody a great day. I want to make sure everybody knows that, you know, no matter what, smile today. Give somebody else a smile. Let the people you know care, that want to make it all to where it's all doom and gloom. No, make it to where they know you care for them. You never know what's going to happen in the future. You may not get that second chance. So, with that, I just want to say, have a great day, everybody. I want everybody to have fun today, rest of the day. And I will see everybody on the next live. And if you're in Discord, I'll see you in Discord. So, bye, Mina. Bye, Mr. Gray Day. Yeah, wonderful day.